Thank you, everyone, for joining us after a busy day, which unofficially got started last evening with the acquisition of Johnny Kovacevic, who was kind enough to join us this afternoon. As a reminder, send me a note in the queue and I'll open it up to questions. We'll start with Amanda Stein, NewJerseyDevils.com.
Hey John, how are you?
Good. How are you, Amanda?
Good, thanks. Did it surprise you at all to be traded and sort of can you take me through what that was all like for you?
I kind of had an inkling that I would get maybe moved. I knew that the Habs had a lot of defensemen, a lot of prospects that they wanted to bring up, and so I was kind of ready for it, a little prepared, but I thought it would happen around the draft maybe, and then so I was like, oh, okay, I'm safe for now. And then the next day, yeah, I was here with my family. We were all celebrating aunts, uncles, and cousins and whatnot. And my aunt actually came up to me and showed me a text, and it was her friend that said, like, "Oh, you've been traded to New Jersey." And I was like, "Oh, I should check my phone." I was on the barbecue, so I was getting stuff ready for the family. And then, yeah, so afterwards, checked my phone. My agent had called me. The management in Montreal had called me. So I'm super excited. I'm super happy to be with Devils, and I'm really looking forward to this next chapter in my career.
Obviously, when the Canadians picked you up off of waivers, you were in a different point in your career. You were really just getting started and were able to flourish in Montreal and really find a stride of being a regular there. What was the biggest thing for you that you've learned in the last 2 years that has allowed you to do that?
I've learned so much, really, and the biggest thing about transitioning to the NHL was definitely the mental game. That's obviously a work in progress. That's a big thing to say, but just kind of moving on to the next shift. Like you're playing every other game, you can't dwell on a bad game. You can't dwell on a bad play. Like mistakes happen, accept them, move on, and be locked in, be engaged in the next play. And it's always about the next shift and about the next play. So try not to think too far in the future or too far in the past, really, but just think about that next play. And no, I'm really grateful for my time in Montreal. It's allowed me to establish myself as an NHL blue liner, and I want to continue and push my career forward in New Jersey.
One of the things that you did when you were in Montreal is you played with some younger defensemen. Maybe Justin Barron was one of them. What do you sort of like about that opportunity, even though you don't have a ton of experience yourself, the age gap, as you talk about like learning to come into the NHL, what did you like about that, working with a defensive partner like that, knowing that here in New Jersey, there are a lot of those young defensemen that, need a defensive partner as well?
Yeah, I think it's always great. You can just connect with guys easily, and you put yourself in their shoes. For me, I'm in a little more of a unique situation in that I came into the NHL at 25, 26. So
Yeah.
um, I am older, but I was in the same situation as some of those younger D, but I had been through a lot of similar situations in the AHL. So it's really cool to work with those young D and to relate to them because although I'm older, it's very relatable for me. And you can just bounce ideas off each other. And yeah, it helps your development by seeing these maybe fresh perspectives or these fresh faces going through it. It definitely gives you a lot of energy as well.
And do you know anyone on the roster at all?
Yeah, so I know Jake Allen. I played with him
Oh,
in
right. Yeah,
Montreal.
obviously.
I know Brennan Dillon. I played with him in Winnipeg. And then I know Nathan Bastian a bit from mutual friends and a few skates here in Ontario. So he seems like a great guy and he's already welcomed me.
I was going to end there, but can you tell us about what the Devils are getting in a Brendan Dillon?
Yeah, he's a hard-nosed defender, but still makes plays. He's tough as nails. He stands up for his teammates. So there's a lot to be excited for if you're a Devils fan. With the recent acquisitions, don't want to pump my own tires. I'm saying all the other guys as well.
It's okay. Right. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you, Amanda. Our next questions will go to James Nichols, New Jersey Hockey Now.
Hey Johnny, welcome to New Jersey. Just one from me here. Just for Devils fans who might not know, can you just explain what type of game you play on the blue line and maybe just some defensemen that you grew up idolizing and maybe modeling your game after?
Yeah, I think I play, a hard defensive game. I take care of my own zone first, so a responsible game, but also make good breakout passes, get the puck moving north. I'm a big body, use my reach to defend well, use my body to defend. So yeah, I want to play a hard, reliable game and be someone that the team can depend on back there. And then as far as growing up, I idolize or guys that I looked up to. I know when I was going through the draft process, funny enough, I saw Dougie Hamilton as someone who he played in Niagara for the Ice Dogs, and I'm right around there. So I'm in Grimsby in the Niagara area. So I saw him growing up, and that was someone who, I looked up to, a 6'4" right shot defenseman. So I was like, oh, he has a great game. And for me, as I move up the ranks, I have to, specialize a little more defensively, not take as many chances offensively and stuff, I would say. But yeah, that's someone that I looked up to, and I'm looking forward for the opportunity to meet him and to learn from him, learn from guys like Pesci. Those are other right-handed D-men that I think I can take a lot from. So I'm really looking forward to this whole experience, honestly, guys. And yeah, I'm pumped about it.
Thanks, Johnny.
Thanks.
Thank you, James. Next question is going to Mike Morial, NHL.com.
Just want to make sure. Can you hear me, Pete?
We got you, Mike.
Okay, good. Hey, Johnny, congratulations. Welcome to New Jersey. I guess first off, John, do you feel your game has changed at all this season compared to your first full season in 22-23?
Yeah, I think one thing that I'm adding is more of a physical edge to my game. I think that's something that I talked about with the staff in Montreal, and the two boxes that I'm trying to really focus on and put all my efforts on is defending well and being hard to play against. And I think I've added, some chips into both of those boxes, into playing well defensively and being someone who's hard to play against. I think I take pride in that, and that's where I'm growing my game and yeah, getting more confident with puck touches as well. I think that comes with time and experience, and yeah, looking back, I can definitely see growth in my game. I'm not a finished product yet. I'm going to continue to get better and to improve.
And John, I'm just curious, how did college hockey help you reach this point in your career?
College hockey was so great for me. It was something that, as someone from Ontario, I didn't know a whole lot about, and I kind of got lucky by being recruited to college and being offered a scholarship to Merrimack College. Um, it was great for me. I'm someone who I work extremely hard. I care about my process, and going to college hockey gives you more time to develop, just timing wise, but also physically, because you can put some efforts into a lot of effort into practicing, a lot of effort into being in the gym and getting workouts in. So college hockey was huge for me because it set me up, it gave me all the tools, and then it was up to me to make the most of them. And that's something that I feel I did when I was at Merrimack, and it's helped me to be a pro today. When I went into college, I honestly didn't think I was even going to be a pro hockey player. I went and I took civil engineering thinking that, I want to be a pro hockey player, but I got to be realistic about this too. So um, that just goes to show how much I could improve during college for sure.
Well, you certainly said after hockey, that's for sure. So, but one more quick one from me here. What is your plan right now? Are you going to, obviously you'll be at training camp, but are you going to get to Jersey earlier? What's your timetable?
To be honest, this all happened yesterday, so I don't have a set answer for you right now. I will be training like in the Toronto area and skating for the summer, but I'm definitely open to coming early and kind of settling myself in. But I still have to work things out with, immigration, with the team, finding a spot to live, all that. So there's a lot of boxes that need to get checked off before. But I would love to get in early, especially on a new team, meet the boys, and get a little more comfortable before training camp.
Thanks, Johnny.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Our next question will go to Trey Matthews, Pucks and Pitchforks.
Thank you. Welcome to New Jersey once again. You talked about your game personally, but collectively, how much potential does this unit have now that you're added to the roster? And did you notice anything from afar in the battles you've had against this Devils team?
Yeah, I know that the way these Devils play, it was a hard game to play against for us. They bring a lot of speed, they bring a lot of skill, and now I'm part of that. I'm grateful to be a part of that, and I see the additions they've made on the blue line in the last couple of days, and I'm really excited about that. I think we've added a lot of defensemen that are hard to play against, that are good defenders, and I'm really looking forward to being a part of that. Um, being a decor is something that you take a lot of pride in with you and the other defensemen. And I'm looking forward to, the challenge of shutting down, some of the other top teams around the league.
Awesome. That's it for me. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Trey.
Thank you, Trey. Our last question to follow up, we'll go back to Amanda.
John, you mentioned Merrimack, and I was just wondering, here in New Jersey, your coach at that time was Mark Dennehy, and he heads up scouting department. So I'm wondering what you took from having him as a coach and what you learned from him, and maybe how important he was to your development, knowing that, he's here as well.
Yeah, Coach Dennehy was, crucial in my development. When I first came into Merrimack, I wasn't a highly touted recruit or anything like that. And my first year, he really saw something in me, and he, allowed me to make mistakes. He allowed me to have a long leash and to figure out my game. And the whole time he, um, believed in me, and that belief was huge because I'm someone who was coming in who I was coming from tier two junior A in Canada. I didn't know a whole lot about college hockey or anything. And his belief really instilled, that belief within me. And his focus too was all about our core values and principles, when we were at college. Um, working hard, being physically, mentally tough, no excuses. Those were our core values. And that's something that still sticks with me today because it resonated so well. So that's something that I know he lives by, and he helped me a lot in those years. And I think that gave me such a solid foundation for my career. And that's what I've been able to build upon as I go into pro hockey and all that.
Perfect. Thank you.